Close your eyes and picture a throne. Do you see yourself sitting there, or waiting for permission to approach it? Maybe today you woke up feeling invisible. Or maybe you're someone who's achieved so much already, but deep down, there's still a voice asking, am I truly enough? Here's a truth that might shake you. 70% of women in the US say they feel not enough, even while achieving big things. So why do even the strongest women feel unseen, undervalued, and disconnected from their own throne? And how can you step into your queen identity, scientifically and energetically, to claim unshakable confidence and the power to create your reality? Dr. Joe Dispenza, who blends neuroscience with human transformation, says, your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what you imagine with intensity. Which means, your future self, that queen version of you, already exists as a possibility in your mind, and it's waiting for you to step into it. Esther Hicks, channeling the wisdom of Abraham, teaches that it's not about earning your worth, it's about aligning with it vibrationally. Imagine this. The crown you're waiting for isn't handed to you by anyone else, it's forged inside your brain, and it radiates through your energy. In this video, we're diving deep into how your identity shapes your destiny, how your thoughts and feelings are rewiring your brain every day, and how stepping into your queen energy isn't just about confidence, it's about changing your vibration so life starts reflecting your true worth. We'll explore how to train your brain like Serena Williams holding her champion mindset even when critics tried to shake her confidence, how J.K. Rowling visualized her way out of rock bottom, how Adele rebuilt her life and her voice after heartbreak, and how Brene Brown turned vulnerability into her superpower. Because this isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about remembering who you were always meant to be, a queen whose worth isn't up for negotiation. So stay with me, and let's unlock the science, the energy, and the real-life stories that prove your throne has always been yours. Can you feel it already? Your crown is closer than you think. Close your eyes for a moment and picture a queen. Not just any queen, but the kind of woman who walks into a room with her shoulders back, chin high, and a calm, certain glow that makes everyone wonder, who is she? That energy, that presence, it doesn't come from luck or even from the crown on her head. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, it comes from inside your brain. He says, every time you visualize your future self, your brain fires new synaptic pathways. Repetition makes them real. In other words, your brain can't tell the difference between what's happening out there and what you keep rehearsing in here. Neurons that fire together, wire together. This means the queen identity you're longing for, the confidence, the worthiness, the magnetic energy, it's not something you have to wait for. It's something you train your mind to embody. Esther Hicks reminds us, alignment isn't something you earn. It's something you allow. It's not about proving your worth to the world. It's about choosing to align with the truth that your worth is already yours. Louise Hay, the author who helped millions heal their self-esteem, said, I am worthy simply because I exist. So why is it that even successful women, who've achieved incredible things, still feel like imposters sometimes? Why do we keep tying our worth to how we look, what we produce, or who approves of us? Because, as Dr. Joe explains, we've been programmed. Over time, repeated thoughts become neural circuits. The more you think, I'm not enough, the deeper those pathways carve into your brain. It's like a mental road that's easy to travel because it's been driven so many times. But here's the good news, your brain is plastic. It wants to change. And every time you think a new thought, feel a new emotion, and rehearse a new story, you start paving a new road toward your throne. Let's bring this home with some real women who've stepped into their queen identity even when the world tried to convince them they didn't belong. Serena Williams, one of the greatest athletes of all time, faced constant criticism, not just about her game, but about her body, her skin color, and her very presence in the tennis world. Yet she held firm to an identity of being a champion. She visualized victories so vividly that stepping onto the court felt like stepping into a reality she'd already lived in her mind. J.K. Rowling, before she became the first billionaire author in history, was a single mom living on welfare in Scotland, battling depression. But in the quiet of her mind, she visualized Harry Potter's world so clearly that it felt real to her long before it was real to the world. That's Neville Goddard's teaching in action: imagination creates reality. Adele, after her marriage fell apart, could have let heartbreak define her. Instead, she redefined her story. She rebuilt her life and her music, not from a place of lack, but from knowing she was still enough. Her worth wasn't tied to being someone's partner. It was her birthright. Brene Brown built an entire career on teaching that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage. She stepped into stages, admitting shame and fear, only to find that truth made her powerful beyond measure. So here's the practical side: how do you start rewiring your brain for your own queen identity? Start with what Dr. Joe calls mental rehearsal. Every morning, before you check your phone, sit quietly for 3 minutes. Visualize yourself walking into any space, a boardroom, a cafe, a family gathering, with that quiet confidence. Shoulders back. Soft smile. Calm heartbeat. You're not seeking approval. You're radiating self-ownership. And each time you repeat this, you're telling your brain, this is who I am now. Louise Hay suggests pairing visualization with simple words: I am worthy simply because I exist. Repeat that while seeing yourself wearing your invisible crown. Can you feel that version of you already existing? Remember, your crown isn't given to you by anyone else. It's forged in your neural networks. And as Esther Hicks says, you don't wait for life to give you a reason to feel worthy. You feel worthy, and life rearranges around that. So let's stop waiting to be chosen. Let's choose ourselves. Because the queen in you isn't somewhere far away, it's who you've been all along, waiting to be remembered. Picture this: a grand hall, the lights low, music pulsing softly, and a single woman walking in. She's not loud. She's not flashy. Yet every head turns. It's not her dress. It's not her crown. It's her energy. A queen doesn't have to announce herself. Her presence speaks before she ever opens her mouth. Esther Hicks, channeling Abraham, teaches us that your vibration is your point of attraction. Dr. Joe Dispenza adds, your energy changes before your circumstances do. Think about that for a second. Before the world sees you as a queen, you have to feel like one first. Most people want new results in life without changing how they feel or think. They hope for a better career, more money, deeper love, but they keep waking up feeling invisible, unworthy, or overwhelmed. Dr. Joe explains, most people try to change their life while staying emotionally tied to the past. Imagine Beyoncé stepping onto a stage as Beyoncé, not Sasha Fierce. Before she created that alter ego, she struggled with stage fright, shyness, and self-doubt. Sasha Fierce wasn't just a performance name. It was a vibrational identity. A frequency she stepped into so she could command a stadium full of people. That's the essence of queen energy: you don't fake it, you become it. Bob Proctor, a legendary voice in mindset and prosperity, said, you don't get what you want. You get who you are. So who are you becoming? Reese Witherspoon once faced an industry that wanted to box her into the cute blonde girl. After her divorce, instead of shrinking, she built a production company to tell the stories Hollywood wasn't telling. She became the vibration of the powerful woman she envisioned, and opportunities began flowing to her. Viola Davis grew up in poverty, often too hungry to focus at school. She carried shame about where she came from. Yet as she reclaimed her story, she transformed her past into magnetic presence. Today, people listen when she speaks, not because she shouts, but because her energy radiates authenticity and depth. Jessica Alba was told again and again that she'd never be more than a pretty face in Hollywood. She didn't scream about it. She quietly built a billion-dollar company that reflected the kind of healthy, honest products she wanted to see in the world. That's queen energy, living so aligned with your vision that your reality can't help but catch up. So how do you shift your energy in real life? First, remember that your vibration is your currency. Every thought, every feeling, is like spending energy dollars. If you spend it on worry, fear, or proving your worth, your energy account runs dry. But if you invest in gratitude, clarity, and vision, you become magnetic. Esther says, alignment isn't loud. It's clarity. Mel Robbins teaches a simple but powerful trick called the 5-second rule. The moment you feel inspired to act, before doubt creeps in, you count 5-4-3-2-1 and move. That's how you break the emotional ties to your past and choose the vibration of your future self. Let's make it practical. Next time you feel the urge to prove yourself, to explain your worth, defend your choices, or convince someone to see your value, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe deeply. And remind yourself, a queen doesn't chase. She attracts. Because that's the truth. The woman you're becoming doesn't waste energy begging for scraps of validation. She knows that people and opportunities will rise to meet the frequency she holds. Imagine how your day would change if you woke up tomorrow asking not, what do I have to do to be enough, but instead, who am I becoming? That's not just positive thinking. That's energetic architecture. As Dr. Joe says, your identity is the foundation. Your energy is the currency. And your reality is the result. So let's stop trying to convince the world to see our worth. Let's become women whose energy makes our worth undeniable. Because the throne you're waiting for isn't in someone else's hands. It's already within you, waiting for you to claim it. Picture a queen standing tall in the middle of a storm. Wind whipping around her, chaos roaring outside. Yet there she stands, calm, poised, unshaken. A queen doesn't control the weather. She controls herself. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, emotions are chemical records of the past. And Bruce Lipton explains that, the moment you change your perception is the moment you rewrite the chemistry of your body. Most women spend years reacting to life instead of creating it. They're tossed around by emotions, waiting for other people to behave differently so they can finally feel okay. But what if the real throne isn't outside you, but inside your nervous system? When Drew Barrymore was a child star, she lived in chaos. Her environment was unpredictable, filled with parties and tabloids. For years, she kept repeating patterns of self-destruction because her nervous system was wired for survival. Yet today, Drew speaks openly about how she learned to regulate her emotions, set boundaries, and build a life that feels safe. She didn't wait for the world to calm down. She became her own calm. Simone Biles stood on the world stage as the most decorated gymnast in history. And yet, in Tokyo, she made a decision that shocked the world. She withdrew from events to protect her mental health. It wasn't weakness. It was emotional sovereignty. She chose her inner safety over applause. That's queen energy in action. Taraji P. Henson grew up in Washington, D.C., facing hardship, single motherhood, and the grind of Hollywood rejection. But she made mental health her mission, speaking publicly about therapy and the importance of boundaries. She didn't let her past dictate her present. She chose a new identity rooted in peace and purpose. Dr. Joe teaches that if we keep rehearsing the same emotional states, our bodies become addicted to those chemicals. We wake up thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same fear, and reacting in the same ways. That's living in survival mode. But queens don't live in survival. They thrive. Neville Goddard said, "You are free to choose the state you will occupy." And Rhonda Byrne reminds us that, your feelings are your feedback system. When your body is stuck in fight, flight, or freeze, your energy can't rise. Instead, it's trapped in old loops of anxiety, guilt, or shame. Imagine this, someone disrespects you in a meeting. Instantly, your chest tightens. Your mind spins. Should I speak up? Should I stay quiet? A queen pauses. She breathes. She feels the emotion, but she doesn't let it drive her decisions. Here's how to start building that inner throne. Name the emotion. Instead of saying, "I'm anxious," say, "I'm feeling anxiety right now." That tiny shift stops your emotion from becoming your identity. Breathe deeply. Long, slow breaths signal to your body that you're safe, even when circumstances are stormy. Use the 5-second rule from Mel Robbins. The moment you feel the urge to retreat or explode, count backwards, 5-4-3-2-1. Then choose your next action with intention. Boundaries are where your sovereignty meets the world. Esther Hicks says, people will meet you at the vibration you hold. And Rhonda Byrne teaches that, your feelings are your compass. Boundaries are not walls meant to push people away. They're velvet ropes around your throne. Drew Barrymore, after years of people-pleasing, learned to say no gently but firmly. Simone Biles drew a line for her mental health, even when millions expected her to keep performing. Taraji P. Henson speaks of protecting her peace as non-negotiable. Here's one simple technique. The no explanation rule. When you say no, you don't owe anyone an essay. Try saying, that doesn't work for me right now. And leave it there. Every time you hold a boundary, even when it's uncomfortable, your nervous system learns that it's safe to stand tall. As Bruce Lipton explains, changing your perception changes your biology. Imagine how your life would shift if you stopped reacting to everyone else's storms and started creating your own weather. A queen doesn't wait for the world to calm down so she can feel peaceful. She becomes the calm, and the world adjusts to her energy. Your throne isn't found in controlling other people. It's found in mastering your own inner kingdom. And once you sit there, firm, compassionate, unshaken, the world can't help but respect the crown you wear. Because a queen knows, boundaries don't push love away, they make space for the right love to stay. A queen doesn't wait to be chosen. She chooses herself. Not because she thinks she's better than anyone else, but because she finally remembers who she truly is, a woman whose worth is not up for debate. Dr. Joe Dispenza reminds us that, your identity is your destiny. And Esther Hicks says, you're never waiting for life to change. You're aligning with who you really are. So much of the world wants you to hustle harder, to prove yourself, to earn your value. But the truth is, your throne has been waiting for you all along. Imagine how your life would transform if you believed, even for one day, that your worth is as unshakable as a crown set in gold. Imagine walking into work, into your relationships, into every decision, not asking, am I enough, but declaring, I am the queen of my life. Because the women we've talked about today didn't wait for permission to rise. Serena Williams held the vision of a champion even when critics tried to tear her down. J.K. Rowling wrote worlds into existence in the quiet of her mind long before anyone else believed in her. Adele rebuilt her life from heartbreak, refusing to measure her worth by her relationship status. Brene Brown stepped onto stages and owned her truth, proving vulnerability is power, not weakness. Beyoncé created an alter ego to embody her queen energy. Reese Witherspoon built her own empire instead of waiting for Hollywood to hand her a role. Viola Davis turned her pain into presence so powerful that it demands respect without saying a word. Jessica Alba refused to stay small and built a billion-dollar company. Drew Barrymore chose peace after years of chaos. Simone Biles put her mental health above the world's expectations. Taraji P. Henson made her mind her kingdom, speaking boldly about protecting her energy. Each of them decided, I am worthy. I am enough. I am a queen. So I leave you with one simple question. Are you still waiting to be crowned, or are you ready to step into your throne? For the next 24 hours, I challenge you to act as if your crown is already shining. Sit taller. Speak gently but firmly. Walk into rooms knowing that your worth is not on trial, it's a fact. Your reality isn't waiting for the world to approve of you. It's waiting for you to approve of yourself. If these words resonated with you, and you're ready to keep stepping into your queen identity, I'd love for you to join this journey. Subscribe, leave a like, and share this message with another queen who might need to hear it today. Because the reign you've been waiting for begins within you.